What is going on, guys? How you doing today? My name is Holden Pool. I am the lead pastor here at Rock Solid Community Church. Man, it is so crazy to think that it has been 4.5 years since we planted Rock Solid Community Church right here in Cherokee County. This is my hometown. Grew up here and have been through a journey in ministry, and so God has led me and my family here, and we've been able to experience a lot. Now, today, I want to do something for you guys that may kind of just not only share, but show you some of the progress we've been able to make here at this property and also what God has in store. We actually started out right here in this building on the end. 10 or 11 people started leasing this building, and door after door began to open. And now, today, we actually, Rock Solid Community Church, have the deed to the whole shopping mall. 37,000 square foot building, 10 acres, and my desire is that every square foot is used for the glory of God. So today we're gonna just kind of, I joke around, take you on a little MTV tour of our crib. This ain't our crib, this is just a building, and so we know that God is bigger than a building, and we know also that God doesn't need a building. He doesn't even need us, but we're grateful that He uses us. And so we're going to continue to steward this for the glory of God. And so for some of you guys that have not been here, or you have not been able to come in and experience and see what all God is doing, this is your opportunity to get an inside look at what we have going on right here at Rock Solid Community Church. So hey, y'all do me a favor. Come on, let's check it out. Here we are. Didn't have to go far. We are starting out right here in what we call right now the cafe. And so this room right here was where Rock Solid Community Church started out. It's crazy every time I walk in here because I can remember in this room preaching up here at the front, clicking slides. Started out with 82 chairs in this room, and we didn't have enough seats. And so we began to expand, and it's crazy to think a small room like this began to grow so tremendously with so many people, but it did. And initially we built these walls, and we made that like a little kids area. To be transparent and honest, when we came back here to Cherokee County after I left 5 Point Church in Easley, I didn't really sit there and aspire to oversee and to lead a church in a huge strip mall. Really, I was just looking for a little place to seek and serve the Lord and do ministry, but God had bigger plans. Started out here, and from there we grew. But right here in this room today, we use this to host different events, different ministries. We have meetings here. We have, crazy to think, but we actually have a Rock Solid Kennel Club. It's a group of individuals that I actually am over, and we come together and do hunts at night with other hunters, and we share the gospel and the love of Jesus. But we've got the coffee bar, we've got this little room over here where we use for storage, and then actually there's a roll-up door that leads you out back where we'll go in just a little bit to our rec field. But we envision this place just like all the other buildings, being multi-purpose. And what I mean by that is, even though we may use this for a baby shower, or use it for a banquet, or use it for kids on Sunday, we want this to be a space that can be used for multiple things throughout the week to glorify Jesus Christ. So crazy to think that right here in this room, this is where it all started, and the Lord allowed it to grow into what it is today. So we're going to be doing some more things in this room, painting, taking out the drop ceiling, a lot of things going down the road, but we are so grateful for this little space and humble beginnings where we launched Rock Solid Community Church. So now we're going to continue and go to the next room in the strip mall. Y'all follow me. All right, guys, so this was our second landing spot, so to speak. This actually used to be Work Boots Plus. If you don't know this, there is a man, his name is Benny Blaylock, built this place in '05. The whole strip mall had different businesses and his own businesses that resided here. And so that is who we purchased the place from. And been a great individual, has seen the vision and saw the Lord working. And so this used to be one of his stores called Work Boots Plus. I remember coming in here, boots in here, it was totally different. And so when we began to run out of space down there in the end, and I began to think, well, Lord, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Mr. Benny he saw our vision. He saw what the Lord was doing, and so he offered to allow us to rent this, and he shut down the Work Boots Plus. So this room today is a kids room, multi-purpose. We had a daycare do a graduation here the other day, but on Sunday mornings, 5 to 10-year-olds come in here and they get to hang out, play games, hear about Jesus Christ. But it actually was our second worship room. So we went from there to here. I remember coming in here, renovating the place, fixing the place up and everything. And so it actually became our second worship room when we were moving from the cafe to here. In the future, this is going to continue to be kids on Sundays, but it can be used as a place and a space for multiple events. This property is not called Rock Solid Community Church, it's called Rock Solid Community Center. And so our main desire is for this space and place to be used to share and show the love of Jesus Christ, okay? And so in this room, we have kids, but we also are going to be doing a lot more things in this room moving forward. Now follow me this way, and if you'll notice, there's doors everywhere. That takes you into our office area. We have offices over there where we can do counseling, meetings, all that kind of stuff. I want to take you in the back, and the reason I want to take you back here in the back is because this, up until recently, was the Bargain Shoes stock room, okay? They brought all their stuff in here. This was their stock room where they unload the trucks, and they would bring all the inventory in here and go through it. And so that actually leads into the old Bargain Shoes building. But this is going to become, and already is in the process of becoming, our outreach closet. We take in clothes and donations and food, and we begin to use that and steward that to try to help people who are less fortunate, in need. And we know that there's a lot of people that need their physical needs met, but also we know there's a lot of people that need their spiritual needs met. And so this is a space which we envision becoming a great opportunity and another hub where we can use to distribute food, clothes, and the love of Jesus Christ. And so right out through these doors here, you're going to get to see through these doors a loading dock, and then out back right over here, I want to show you something else that's pretty neat. Y'all come with me. So as you walk out here, it's kind of crazy, and many of you may know this story, but up on the hill there's a house. It's an old farmhouse, and so up there is actually used to be my old home. I grew when I was 18, moved in that house, lived there for many years with my family, and never would have envisioned God had a plan to place me here and lead Rock Solid Community Church. But it's crazy how the Lord works. Also, right out here to the right, if you'll notice, is a huge field. And so this is our rec field, okay? And so we use this field for people to come, have practices, actually have games. Our Cherokee Charter School has used it for soccer games. We've had flag football. We've had all kinds of events and things take place. But we're envisioning this space here be just an area that many people understand and know sports is prevalent and prominent in today's culture. And I actually work with a ministry called FCA. We want this to be a place where people come for sports, but they'll come and experience Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And so it's also a great opportunity. If you guys could have seen what this looked like even 2 years ago. This used to be trees, kudzu, grown up. And so now today we've been able to kind of rehabilitate, and we're still trying to make it better with lights, more bleachers, as another opportunity to use this 10 acres to reach people for Jesus. So as you come out these doors, we envision people coming for the outreach closet, but we also envision people out here hanging out, socializing, watching their kids or watching sporting events and things take place as we glorify Jesus Christ. So let's go to the next room and follow me back in here. All right, guys, so here we are. And I know you may feel like, man, we went through a lot of doors. We essentially went into the cafe, we went into the old Work Boots building, which led to the back, to the outreach closet and the rec field. But there's a door right here as we just now walked out of the old Work Boots room, which is a kid's room on Sundays, and we made our way into this room right here. And so this section here, it actually used to be a part of the whole section of Bargain Shoes. But we have built this wall here, and we're in the process of a big major renovation in this space, which is actually going to transform this into a cafe, coffee, connect center for our community during the week. but also our space on Sundays where people will come and gather, they'll socialize, they'll have a good time. Community groups can meet here. We can have events here that can filter into the worship space, which we'll go into in just a second. But in this space right here, it is going to be transformed into our new coffee, cafe, and community socializing area, okay? And so I anticipate this looking a lot different. Right now, it's like a multi-purpose room. Kids come in here, shoot hoops, inflatables, play pickleball, all that good stuff. But as we kind of move forward, this will be transformed into the new cafe, coffee area, which is not just going to be limited to Sundays. We're looking at this being an opportunity for our community to come and gather during the week. Now, as we make our way in through these doors, we're going to have big sliding doors that'll open, and this space here will become the new worship center, okay? And I know it's crazy to think every time I walk in here, I used to come in here and buy boots and buy shoes and buy some sweet Cody James blue jeans, man. I mean, I love bargain shoes. But Mr. Benny, as he was getting to the end of his tenure running bargain shoes, he saw the opportunity for us as Rock Solid to take this and continue on. And so in this space, 12,000 square foot, you're going to get to eventually see what is going to become our new worship center. Now, this is not strictly for Rock Solid Community Church. Like I've said before, this is more than just about Rock Solid Community Church. It is about the community, and it's about Jesus Christ. And so I anticipate this being a space where leadership seminars can be hosted, where we can have worship concerts, where we can have actually financial teachings and things that go on for people to come to for free so they can learn how to manage finances better, where we can have kids come and hear about Jesus, adults come, athletes, coaches, sky's the limit. We can have camps, we can have different things for our students and youth. But essentially, this place over the next several months is going to be transformed into our new worship room here at Rock Solid Community Church. Crazy how it's grown, crazy how we've come to this, but now we are in that process where we're going through blueprints, we're getting things done, and we still have some work ahead. But it's amazing to stand in this room and see what God has done. And so, guys, I'm excited because I've watched and witnessed what He's done, and I can't wait to see what's going to be next. And so this is it. This will be the future space where we're able to worship King Jesus at Rock Solid Community Church and throughout the week with many others. So with that being said, I'm going to take you on down through the strip mall, and as we go on down through the strip mall, let me show you a few more of our spaces here. Come on. So before we go into the next room, right here is the entryway, the old entryway to the bargain shoes. With that worship room being what it's going to become, an 800-seat worship auditorium, there's obviously got to be more doors. And so as you see the windows and these old doors here, all that's going to be done away with, and we'll have double entry doors throughout. It'll be renovated, it'll be redone, and we'll actually have this entryway in this place kind of changed around to where it'll make it more spacious and obviously meet code so that we can make this entryway better and more efficient and effective. Also, I'll kind of show you right out here. If you'll notice up front, there's actually a field right here. This field serves a great purpose. We have kids at practice, all kinds of things that go on. If you'll notice, there's actually a disc golf I don't even know really what you call it, a disc golf thing set up over here. And so we actually have a disc golf course here at the church. And so we've got a group of individuals who love to play disc golf. They got the course set up. We have people in the community that come and play. I ran into a guy that is a trucker from Iowa that came through and played. So strategically placed throughout the property is disc golf. Why do that? Because guess what? People love disc golf. And so use that as an opportunity to reach people for the Lord. And so eventually we'll still have the disc golf, but that will be made into more parking. We'll have to have more parking here. And so that area will be paved and it'll turn into more parking and more space for us here at Rock Solid. That being said, let's go on down. I want to show you guys our current worship room. So here we are. If you come to Rock Solid, you know this space well. If you don't, this is our current worship room, okay? It's crazy how we just kind of grew little by little. Started out in a cafe, moved to Work Boots Plus, then we moved here. Now we're moving to the Bargain Shoes. In this room here, this is where we gather on Sundays, came a long way, man. I've seen a lot of people come together and work and renovate a place that needed a lot of work, okay? And so we came in and renovated this space, and so we've been gathering and meeting here for, I don't know, approximately 2 years now. And so this is on Sunday mornings where you come to if you want to worship Jesus with us here at Rock Solid, or you're just wanting to kind of, get a better idea and understanding of who we are, what we believe, and who we serve, which is King Jesus. And so on Sunday mornings, we have 2 services, 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m. 8:30 is very laid back, not near as big as our second service. We did the early service to kind of allow a little bit more room in here. And so we have our 2 services on Sunday mornings, child care not for the first service, but the second service, okay? So 8:30 and 10:30. We get to gather here, man. The Lord's done a lot, but I know you're sitting here thinking, well, what will this become when we actually move over there? And once again, I want to keep this place multi-purpose, okay? And so on Sunday morning, we've got nearly 100 kids, anywhere from 80 to 100 kids on Sunday mornings. And so we want to be able to have space to divide those kids up to give them the best learning experience they possibly can about Jesus. This on Sunday mornings become another opportunity for them to play, have fun, but also divide up and spend time growing closer to the Lord. But other than that, we want to make this space also a space that can be used in the community, whether that's a gym, whether that's coming in here working out, whether that's another space that a community can use for banquets and gatherings and teachings and seminars. I have no idea. There's a lot of things we're kind of looking at and looking through. But basically, it goes back to what I said in the beginning. I want to use and steward every square foot of this space to the best possible ability that we can. And so what is currently our worship room will become our kids' room on Sundays, and then we will use this during the week for something else as well. So it's come a long way. It's amazing, but we know God is doing some greater things, like I've said before. Now I want you to do me a favor. I want you to follow me to the back, because a lot of people don't know this. It's kind of weird, honestly, and strange to think what's through that door over there. But I want to show you really fast what we have back here. Come on. All right, so right here, and we're getting some work done and trying to get some stuff put up, but in this room, I'm sure you didn't anticipate that you were going to see a gym. And so this is not a huge room. It's probably 900 square feet, but in this room, it was just a storage area. It was nothing like this. And so we wanted to take this space, transform it into a small gym. And the reason we're doing that is because we know people like fitness. We know people like to work out. And so we want to take that and use that as an opportunity for people to come work out. They work out for free, but at the same time, they get to hear about the free gift, which is from Jesus Christ, and that's salvation. And so it's just another element, and it's just another opportunity and platform for us to use to show and share the love of Jesus. The door that rolls up back here, it takes you out back. We'll go over there in just a minute, but it'll show you the pond and the area we have back there. But I pray and I ask the Lord, whatever you want us to do, let us do it. Let us be obedient to you. Let us glorify you and honor you. And so I think whether it's working out in a gym or whether it's actually, going down here and playing disc golf, those are all ways and opportunities that we can use to reach people with the love of Jesus. So I look this to actually become bigger than what it is as we expand and as we grow. And I hope that the Lord will keep using this ministry. Now, y'all follow me out. Let's go check out another space. All right, so before we go into these 2 rooms, as you came through that door, these used to be businesses, 9 Rounds, AmSoil. And so actually we've transformed them into kids' rooms on Sundays. Now I'm going to take you in here. This is the infants to 24-month-old kids. As you come into this room, it may look a lot like 9 Rounds, because when we first got this place and we first were able to rent this place, yeah, man, and even to this day, we balled on a budget, so to speak. We tried to, steward things and stretch things the best way we possibly can. My wife, who's over our kids ministry here, we've talked about repainting it, taking down the brick, doing all that kind of stuff, and we'll get to that. That's something that we look at doing here coming up in the future. But what we did was we came in, and what used to be 9 Rounds, we put this pony wall up, and we flip the mats over because they were brand new on the other side. And it works out great for our infants because the workers take their shoes off, they come in, they can crawl around, it's sterilized, it's cleaned every week, and so it's just a perfect space for infants and kids. And so we have actually seen who was the owner of 9 Rounds here, Jolene Welchel, started attending the church when we first started, and she was the first one we baptized here at Rock Solid Community Church. She's still here to this day, and so it's been amazing to see, even though she no longer does 9 Rounds, just to see her role here at Rock Solid and just the way that Lord's continued to use this building has been pretty sweet. So this is one section in this building. I'm gonna take you over to this next section and show you another kids' room. All right, so here we are, and we didn't do a lot to this room either. Cleaned the carpet really good, painted the walls, put a graphic up. This is 2 to 4-year-old room, okay? And so if you'll notice, a lot of these older kids' rooms, we put inflatables in here. And the reason we do that is because it goes back to what I said, multi-purpose. I mean, we could put a jungle gym and make this place a fixed kids' room, but this room is really beneficial for sometimes groups meeting in this room with tables and chairs and all that kind of stuff. And so once again, I want to keep it multi-purpose. I want to try to keep this place and space able to be used for many things. There's different ideas and thoughts of things we can use this room for, and I'm excited to kind of hash through those things and look at those opportunities. But this is the last building in the strip mall, and so as you are here in this last building, I can remember just seeing the Lord, like I said, open door after door in the short 4.5 years we've been here. And so he hasn't stopped yet, and so we don't want to stop either. We want to keep using this space for his glory. So on Sunday mornings, if you got a 2 to 4-year-old, this is where they come. If you've got an infant to 24-month-old, that is where they come. You check in out there, you go through the registration process. The doors are locked on Sundays, safety, security, police officers are stationed outside. We take safety and security serious here. We know that having such a great location, being off of I-85, is amazing, but it's also a prime area and place of notoriety. And so we want to try to make sure this is a safe environment for your kids and your family. But this is another space that we emphasize for Sunday mornings to be kids, and I look forward to seeing what God's going to do in the future as we move forward with that. Now, I got one more little space I want to show you really quick outside, so y'all follow me out back. All right, guys, so we just made our way out back. I told you it was 10.2 acres of land. Obviously, a lot of that is building and parking lot space. But if you'll notice over here, this is where the roll-up door is with the gym. And so as you come here to work out, people come outside and work out on the turf. They raise the door, pull-ups, tires, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of convenient for that. But if you look over here, you'll notice that there is a pond area. And so our disc golf course, it continues around the pond over to the field. But this space, I'm excited of the future and the potential that we have for it. It's come a long way. Had a lot of people come out here and serve and volunteer to clean this area up. It was a lot more congested and messier than what it is now. But over here, we're gonna actually be putting in like a little mini amphitheater, fire pit, where people can come and they can hang out. They can do small group Bible study, gatherings. We're also looking at having a 3D archery course, okay? And so that can be something that people can come and participate in and just be a part of. But essentially what you're seeing here is not only space inside of a building that we're trying to steward and use, but the space outside of the building. And so I'm excited to get to sit back and watch this kind of transform into what I believe that the Lord can do with it. And I'm excited too of the people that'll come here for archery, disc golf, a campfire, to hang out and possibly come to know Jesus as their Lord and Savior. Guys, to stand here right now is very humbling. Every time I come on this property, whether I'm struggling, whether I'm just excited or in a good mood, whatever it is, I feel like the presence of the Lord is constantly reminding me the opportunity and privilege that I've been given to get to steward what he's given us here. And it's not just me. I know that I'm getting a lot of the attention as the pastor here, but it is not about me. And the moment it becomes about me is the moment we've failed. And so as the body of Christ, we've been given a great space and a great place to glorify his name here in Cherokee County. I think there are some exciting things on the way. I believe there's some things that are going to happen that I can't even anticipate. And I believe that God has planned that is really going to blow us away. But for many of you guys that have sat back and heard about Rock Solid and all the things that's going on, and you've never actually got to get a look, or you've never wanted to actually just come and see it, I hope that you've been able to see just through this video the story and the way God has orchestrated all these things. And it has not been easy. It's come with many hardships, many losses, a lot of things that have come about through this process. But it's kind of like Acts 5:42. It says that they continued to preach the gospel. They continued to testify that Jesus Christ was the Messiah. And so I just remind myself that even though there's opportunities, there's going to be opposition. And so as we move forward here at Rock Solid Community Church, I pray that you'll pray for us. I pray that you'll, continue to ask the Lord to lead us in the direction He wants us to go. But also I want to say this: we are for the church. We are for the body of Christ, and we are for this community. And my prayer and desire is that the church, all the churches that gather, can lock arms and join together and transform and change this county for the love of Jesus Christ. And so, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed the tour. I hope that you've enjoyed looking around. I'm sure you've got a lot of ideas, or you've got a lot of thoughts about the whole thing. But all I know is this: whether we have this building or we don't, Jesus Christ is still on His throne, and He's going to continue to do a great work. Love you guys. I hope I'll see you soon.